you know, coming here, I came out of a Methodist religion where God was the white hair in the sky, you know, that out there business. And so after having come here, I didn't even allow anybody to use the word God because it just made my hair stand up. I just couldn't take it. So, but after all these years, 10, 15 years, whatever it's been, I now understand what God is, that God is energy. God is energy. We all know that. No, maybe we don't all know that. I'm saying that. And they recommend that we get our own personal God, that we get our own personal divine, that we develop a relationship with our divine, like Jonna talked about. Walk with your divine, talk with your divine, eat with your divine, take your divine to the movies, tell your divine everything, make it your best friend. Your best friend. And many of us have not done that. And it can take any form that you like. They want it to have a form. They feel like it's a good idea if we have a form. It's easier for me to talk to Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin, you know how she did that. I mean, she did that wrong. She said that to me and it really pissed me off. So I really want you to help me with that. You help me with that. And, you know, so it's a little bit easier to talk to a deity than it is to talk out there to that energy. And so you can change it. You can change it from time to time as your needs change. You might need a Buddha at one point. You might need Jesus at another point. You might need Babaji at another point. Muhammad, Eckhart Tolle. Eckhart Tolle, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to them. They don't care. I mean, at the university, all they want you to do is get a divine. Get it, and make a friend with it, and work with it every single day. Why did I go? Why did I go to this course in India? It was not easy. It was the hardest thing, I'm going to say it, it was the hardest thing I've ever done outside of being married. And I tried that 4 times. It was not easy. And I don't think I ever got it right. Maybe I'm going to get out of here without doing it again. I don't know. I hope so. In March, this has been a fast track for me, a fast track. I've been at PLC for a long time, 10 or 15 years, I don't know, a long time. And, you know, I just plugged along and consciousness and all that. But here, I started this in March. March was, there was a weekend in March when I took Diksha training. And it's only a weekend, that's all you have to go if you ever want to be a Diksha giver and help me out. Or we can give each other whatever. John is one. He's come here today to give me a hand. So I went to this weekend course in March, and I was certified as a Diksha giver. They infuse you with that energy. And I knew right then at that Sunday night that I wanted to go to India, that I was going to go to India. Not that I wanted to go to India, but that I was going to India. So I was staying with Joyce and Davy. Joyce and Davy have already been twice, right? And she said, I'm never going again. I am done. It's too hot. It's too hard. I don't like the food. It was not something I'm doing again. So I go waltz in and say, I'm going to India. And Davy, of course, he's itching to go again. And so the 2 Libras, Davy and I kind of, you know, got talking about it and how much fun it would be and what I didn't know it wasn't going to be fun. Anyway, how much fun it was going to be and what we were going to, you know. And then Joyce said, all right, Maggie, if you're going, I'll go. So she went, and so there were 3 of us. And I'll tell you something, I was grateful for having them with me I'm not going to go into a travelogue here or anything like that. My purpose here today is talk about Diksha. So the 28-day course, what is that? That's liberations from 28 things like suffering, fear, mind, conflict, daydreaming. That's all I can remember right now, but there's a whole string of them. Hurts, the controller, that was a big one for me. Stephen, you should have been with me on that. I'm going to talk about that in detail. Conflict, thought disturbance, judgment, daydreaming, I guess I said that before. Anyway, every day was designed around releasing or being liberated from one of those sufferings, one of those problems, outcome problems that they have. And so the day went like this. Well, I've got I have 18 photos there, that's all I have. We were not allowed to take photos, and if you were caught in the temple, for instance, taking photos, they just take your camera and give it to you when you leave. They were very strict about that in the temple. And so we were not encouraged to take photos at all. And besides, I didn't have time to take photos. Class started at 7:30 in the morning. There are 3 campuses there. Numbers get mixed up with me now after I retired from accounting. They either have 100 acres or 1,000 acres. I don't know. It's a whole bunch of acres they have. And they have 3 campuses functioning now. They have other campuses that are in the works and so on. And our campus was number 3, which is the Cadillac of campuses. Meaning that our rooms were like hotel rooms. We had our own private bath. And so there were buildings, and you'll see if you take a look at the 18 photos, which is a slideshow. The buildings contained 8 rooms, so we were not crowded up, and it was in a mango grove. So it was a very beautiful setting. Campus 3, that's where we were. Campus 2 were the dormitories, and there you would stay 18 people to a room with a bathroom. So that was challenging for some people, and it would have been impossible for me, I'm sorry. And then Campus 1 is where the big white marble temple is. And again, I don't know, somebody said that this temple is either 3 or 10 times the size of the Taj Mahal. I don't know. It's big. It's humongous, and it has 3 floors. Ground floor, first and second. We would call it first, second, third. But Indians don't do it that way. And so that's campus number 1, and that's where Bhagwan lives, and that's where all the monks live. There are about 100 monks there living at campus 1, and they run the entire university, those monks. They're amazing. They're amazing. They're all dressed in white. They're also called dasas. They're also guides. They're also teachers. I mean, they do it all. In a corporation in U.S., that would take 1,000 people, and those monks do it all. It's just amazing with Bhagwan's guidance. So in the at the third campus, we were only 59 people. Now remember, it's summertime. Nobody but a fool goes to India in the summer. It's over 100 degrees outside, humidity, and the whole 9 yards. So that was okay, because we had air conditioning in our rooms most of the time. In India, the power goes out all the time, so sometimes we'd be all night without power. And the first night I was there, I woke up like 3 o'clock in the morning. I thought, I'm going outside for a nice cool walk like it is here. I opened the door and the heat hit me like that. It doesn't cool off at night. So I retreated and to the cool of my room. So there were 59 people at Campus 3, and usually there are several hundred. and we were lucky there. 50 of them were Chinese, and the rest of us, there were 4 Americans or 4 Americans and a few Australians and 1 Belgian woman. Hello, why is this? The Chinese have gotten onto this, and their big corporations are sending their employees there. Now, mind you, they're sending them to Campus 3, the Cadillac of campuses. They're sending them there, all expenses paid. Airline, everything is paid by the corporations. Why are they doing that? Because when those people get back, they get the oneness. They understand the oneness, that we're all connected, that everything is connected. And so the production goes up, their sales go up, everybody gets along better. I'm not saying people don't scrap, because you don't stop scrapping. But it goes away right away. It's not like, because there's no story behind it, and I'll tell you why that happens. But there's no story behind your rage and so on. You've processed that. But the mind, don't ever think you're going to get rid of the mind, because you ain't. The mind is always going to go. It may quiet down, but it will always be running at some speed. And we don't know what it will be saying. I'm not going to say. The Chinese, that was great for me that those Chinese were there. The Chinese respect their elders, and as I said, I was the oldest person at the whole university this time in terms of students. And so, I'll give you an example. The second or third day I was there, you're always lugging a thing, bag with your heavy water and your notebook and anything else you need, because you leave your room and go over to the meditation hall where you have your classes, which start at 7:30 in the morning. You've got to be awake, and you've got to have everything you need there for the morning. And so during the break, I was going to the restroom, and this young Chinese woman, who the Chinese spoke no English at all. It was a very interesting experience. There was one woman who spoke some English, and that poor woman, we ran her ragged, but asking questions. And one of the questions we asked her was, what does the Chinese government say about all these people coming here and taking these courses? She said, they don't know it. So, there you are. So, where was I? Oh well, it doesn't matter. This young Chinese woman took my arm and took my bag off my arm, and she only knew three words of English, and those 3 words were, I love you. She had learned those. It was precious. She was a precious being. She took her bag, and we went to the restroom, and when we opened the restroom door, there was a long line of young Chinese women in there, because they're all Chinese. We were with all Chinese. And she said something, like 2, 3 words in Chinese. Woo! They all moved out of there. And she took, that's the way it was. I went first wherever there were Chinese or Indians. I went first. So that was really nice for me, because I don't know if I could have made it otherwise. Yeah, I'm serious. It was grueling at times, and for this old body. So we'd go classes 7:30 in the morning to around 1, with a break in there for breakfast. And 1 o'clock we had from 1 to 3 off, or maybe 4 sometimes. But in that time you had to get your lunch and anything other private that you needed to do. I slept. I don't mind telling you. I would lie down and I slept.